Chaoimh hosted the meeting of Cork and Roscommon yesterday as the sides met in the championship for the first time since 2019. The big question on Lee's side after their exploits against Mayo: could a progressing Cork team take down another Division 1 side?
There's no backdoor, winner takes all. We're looking forward to a cracker. Kick out from Micheál Martin over the head of Tommy Walsh and won by Kieran Murtagh again. On towards the 21, support again from Conor Daly on this near side. Murtagh goes himself and kicks that one between the uprights beautifully. 2 points inside 60 seconds. Goalkeeper moving forward all this time. He's inside the 65-metre line now. Cork supporters are beginning to get a little bit frustrated with this, but it's a keep possession from a Roscommon point of view as Niall Daly has it now towards Inda Smith. On towards the 21, Inda Smith tries that well. At the end of all of that, it was worth the wait. What a point from Inda Smith. Kicked it, it looked as though it was going left and curled back inside. Donny Smith further out now towards Dylan Ruan. Here come Roscommon on the counter, but that man, Cian McKeown, is the furthest man forward. Diarmuid Murtagh on his shoulder. He's got support from Dylan Ruan in the centre. Doesn't use him. Diarmuid Murtagh gets his second point of the afternoon. Diarmuid Murtagh gets the return hand pass into Smith. Smith has support, goes for the shot himself, and Micheál Martin makes a fine save. That seems to have awoken the crowd now. Rory Maguire up with the fist, breaks it down. He's picked up an injury as well, I think, by the looks of it, but Cork happy enough to play away as Tommy Walsh sets forward. Walsh slipped as he strikes that one in and sends it between the uprights, and he's gotten his second point of Championship 2023 this afternoon. All of a sudden the momentum with the home team as Matty Taylor comes forward with this one towards the 21. Good sidestep, still going Taylor, left-footed in and over the crossbar. Well, the forwards mightn't be able to score, the backs aren't. Oh, Roscommon have Diarmuid Murtagh on the attack here. Support down that far side. Goal chance back towards Murtagh. Fine save again by Micheál Martin, who came off his line. It was almost 2-on-2. Diarmuid Murtagh and a fine save from Micheál Martin. O'Driscoll's hand pass across the centre finds Daniel O'Mahony. Lays this one further out. Here they come again now. That's Chris Oak-Jones. Lays this as far as Maguire, is it? He's got his second point of the game. Rory Maguire, 2 in a row for him. 2 points last week from fullback. Another 2 from fullback today. Murtagh on the attacking 45. Just finds half a gap. Kicks this with the left boot. Diarmuid Murtagh. Has it crept inside? Yes, it has. Third point of the afternoon for Diarmuid Murtagh. Delightful point with the left boot in and over the crossbar. Here come Cork on the attack. It's Sean Powder off to the 13. Opportunity here. Shot goes in. Is it going to trickle in? It is. It's into the net for Cork. They dispossess the Roscommon kick out. And it's Conor Corbett who gets the goal for Cork. Ball was sent inside. Powder returned the hand pass to Corbett and it trickled over the line. Back again now towards Richard Hughes. Further out on that far side now towards Brian Stack. Stack under a bit of pressure. Pops the ball over there to Dara Craig from that far side. 1 point from a mark so far, but that one has gone inside the post. That's his second point of the afternoon, and we're back to a 2-point game.
This is Roscommon, an opportunity that they will have practiced and practiced and practiced on the training ground. We go back to that score just before half-time in the Dublin game where they held possession to eke out that one scoring opportunity. Let's see if they can do it.
Kieran Murtagh kicks that one in. Has it gone over? Yes, it has. We are level at Páirc Chaoimh. They're not going to take the speculative effort. They've only 2 wides in this game as Conor Daly in possession of it. Did he throw it up to himself? Yes, says the referee. It's a free for Cork, a relieving free for them, and an opportunity perhaps to come up the field. Here's the free. Threw it up and won it himself. Cork looking to flood forward now. It's Tommy Walsh. Back as far as Tom Clancy. Back to Walsh again. Sean Powder is further forward. It's Powder in possession of it. Maguire is screaming for it. That's Ian Maguire. Ian Maguire going through, gives the half pass. Here's an opportunity. It's over from Kevin O'Donovan. Is that the winning score? They certainly think so. Kevin O'Donovan perhaps thinks so too. Cork by 1. Taylor further out on that far side. Oh, taken away from him, and Owen McCormack wins it. Can't win it cleanly. The referee has held up play. Not quite sure what he's going to do. There's an incident here between Inda Smith and a Cork player that's on the ground. Here we see it again. The incident right at the top of your screen there. Little push in the back there. And then Inda Smith gets the hit in there. It's a red card for Inda Smith. Is there time for Roscommon? No, there is not. The final whistle has gone. They are absolutely delighted, the Cork supporters. It is Cork 1 goal and 14 points. Roscommon 16 points.
There was no date in the second half. We went ahead like they went ahead the first half, and coming down the straight, you know, it was anyone's game. Today we had a bit of luck. Other days you don't have it, and the day you get it, you'll take it. And thanks be to God we had it today.
I thought we were in complete control for 34 minutes, and in fairness to Cork, kicked 3 in a row to go in half-time 7-6 rather than probably 7-4 or 5, which I thought would have been reflective of our control of the game. But no, fair play to Cork. We missed the 2 major goal chances, one in the first half, one in the second half, and Cork had 1 chance and they took it, and that was the difference.
Yeah, they certainly took their chance. First time since 2009 now they've beaten 2 Division 1 teams in the championship. And even after a slow start, they eventually got it going, Tomas.
Yeah, Jackie, I think, look, they're after beating Mayo, they're after beating Roscommon. I think they have fully turned the corner. I think for the first 20 minutes was a poor game. They struggled to break down Roscommon. They were lateral with it. And in the second half, they just found a spark. They went a lot more direct. This is in the first half. So this is on a counter-attack. They broke up the field. But all too often, Roscommon got bodies back and filtered back. And Cork did themselves no favour. If you look inside, OK, you look inside there. Inside the 45, absolutely nobody. They've covered the spare man, and outside you had nobody making runs through. You had nobody support running. You had no defenders trying to get forward. As a result, they were forced sideways. Just before half-time, they won 2 kickouts. They pressed up, won 2 kickouts. They were only a point down at half-time, and in the second half you were wondering, would they change it up? Would they actually counter-attack with pace? Because anytime they went at, I'm just going to highlight one man here, Rory Maguire, full-back. But not only Rory Maguire, they actually changed it up fully, and this was from the word go. They had 3 or 4, 5 runners coming straight, trying to support the play. And as a result, they created more opportunities. Yes, they had to come out through Roscommon out the middle, which they did. Colin McCallan had a whale of a game at midfield. They're very strong at midfield. But the difference in the second half, Jackie, was they had options. So when they came up the pitch here, they had support runners. Maguire is back up in position right there in the middle. He takes the ball on the pace and bang over the bar. He had a huge game as well. He kicked twice. We had Maurice Shanley coming up the field here. In the second half, they moved everything very quickly. Hand-to-hand, support runners. I think Roscommon will be disappointed. You look over here on the far side. You had 3 fellas waiting for it, and you only had 1 Roscommon man covering. Every single time they moved the ball over to the far side, they went at them down their throat. And it was the pace of the play in the second half was just so much better. And I think Roscommon struggled. Roscommon were still there at the very end, and will be disappointed. But this was the winning of it for Cork. This is the last score of the game. Kevin O'Donovan ended up. They had 4 defenders at the back. You saw Maguire making the drive, but the composure to pop it to Donovan on the left-hand side was the difference. And I think it was a massive victory. That was the winning score. That was the one that got them over the line. But Roscommon, after a huge year for them, will be devastated. But it was the first time I saw Cork buzzing, walking down. You'd swear it was a hurling game. You're walking into this crowd. Where are these people going to a football match in Cork? But there was 15,000 there yesterday, and I said it last week, give them something to shout about and they'll follow. So it was a huge win for Cork.
John Cleary has done a lot of good things with this team, and his print is on it in a lot of ways. The Cork press as well has really impressed you when you watched it up close and personal yesterday. Yeah,
well, it was 2 parts of the game that won it for them. It was the Cork press, and it was the way they attacked it. And they got 1-2 from the press. They got 2 points just before half-time. So 1-5 in total. They've been doing it all season. They just aggressively push up. Powter, who was dropped back into the hole, here he is tackling, stayed up for the press. It's something they've practiced. Kevin Walsh is involved inside there as well. They had great success yesterday. coupled with the way they approached the second half, Jackie, was winning of it. This is the goal. Everybody pressed up again. They got the breaking ball, and it was Corbett. But everything, Brian O'Driscoll had a huge game as well. He was a real leader, but Corbett took it. He knew who was in there as well. And, you know, I suppose Roscommon have defensively done so well today. But in fairness to Cork, they were brave, they pushed up, and it paid off.
Yeah, and the pace at which they played that counter-attack is completely counterintuitive to what Roscommon were doing, because I know this frustrated you, not for the first time watching them today, Sean.
Totally. Roscommon this year, they had a real good dynamic forward line in early parts of the league. As the championships wore on, we've seen this lateral and backward stuff, and yesterday it was way too evident. And like Cleary and Walsh set Cork up brilliantly well. They set them up with the defence. We know they played in that transition that Tomas talked about, and they conserved energy, and they got their scores. But Roscommon, when you have the forward lines of the Smiths, the Murtagh, O'Carroll, who we know they should be getting that fast ball into, and they'll do damage. This 50 seconds mucking around in your own half doesn't cut it. Flip it over to the other side. The Cork attack, all of a sudden, they go from their own 14 to the far end of the other side of the pitch. Within 22 odd seconds, Sherlock wins a free and the ball's over the bar. It's such a contrast, and something that just, you know, you have to look at your team and work out whether it's benefiting your team, and it wasn't benefiting the forwards that Roscommon have. We're looking here at Conor Daly, the last play. Draw game, going backwards. Again, programmed maybe to keep the ball, go backwards. I know managers do that, but it's not benefiting them. Indecisiveness, the ball hops up. I can see why the referee give that as a throw ball. Ultimately, he's knocked him out of the championship.
Yeah, look, difficult times for Davy Burke after the way that the season started for Roscommon, but they too are out of the championship. Time now.